Today's video is on lesson 7 of the Introduction to Esan Language Book 1, and this lesson is based on things that are found in the bush. Hello everyone, Auntie Mabel is back to the Esan language class, and we're going to continue to follow our now usual format, as I will call it, of using Sir Odiagbe's book, the Introduction to Esan Language Book 1. So we're going to learn some things that are found in the bush, both the animals and other things that are found in a typical Esan bush or farm or forest. So I'm going to go onto the laptop as usual and talk us through today's lesson. So today's lesson, we're doing lesson 7, which in Esan means Ilwemi Ihilon. Ihilon is 7. If you remember that from your numbers, which we have covered in previous videos. Today we are doing common things in the bush, which in Esan, eba mie vi ewe. Ewe is bush. So if I say it all together, eba mie we, eba mie we, it's common things in the bush. The first one here is Ofioto La Elwo. I hope you all remember now that La means all in Esan. So Ofioto La Elwo. As I always say, those from Irwa and those surrounding areas, we usually say Elwo, while those from Ekpoma and the surrounding areas, we say Ofioto. So I grew up calling it Ofioto, and this is bush rabbit. I know we do have the domesticated rabbit, which some people are more used to, especially those in the diaspora might be more used to having a rabbit as a pet at home. But this is the bush rabbit, which is used for meat. Then this is Uzo, which is antelope. This is a very common animal in the bush in Esan land. I think is most in some part of Nigeria as well, but it's very common in Esan land. The next one is tortoise, which is Ewi La Ei. Tortoise is mostly found in the bushes in Esan land, and I know there is some of you must have seen them in the zoo as well. And probably some people use it for domestic pet as well. So Ewi La Ei is for tortoise. Otan is squirrel. Otan is very common in Esan bushes as well. And I know those who live in diaspora, you see squirrel all the time in the parks. Obviously, it's very common to see them, especially in the UK. You see a lot of squirrels in the parks. Yeah, so squirrel is very common in Esan bushes. Then the next one here is Eni. Eni is elephant, one of the animals that is almost extinct in Nigeria. I don't know, I can't remember and the last time anybody has ever said they killed any in the bush. I know they should really be protected, but that's a story for another day. So any in Esan, any elephant is called any in Esan. Then the next one here is Ohwe, which is parrot. I know many people, when I was growing up, people used to keep parrot a lot as pets in Esan and probably in other parts of Nigeria. So Ohwe is parrot. Osa is chimpanzee. So Osa is chimpanzee, as you can see here, or gorilla. I think gorilla and chimpanzee, they are all in the same family, so they all can be called Osa in Esan. Then why I'll come down a bit here, leave those two first, and come down here, and you can see the difference in the picture. Monkey, as usual, is pictured eating banana there. So it's emele, la eme. So it's either emele, la eme. Then ofen is rat. This can be ofen. Ofen can either be the bush rat or mouse or whatever. You know, I know the English language. We usually say rat are the bigger ones, and I think the different species called the mouse. So often in Esan, both the one found at home, and so obviously the way we now say often also wa and often also ewe. So that's how we differentiate both the one at home and the bush. Often also wa. Remember, uwa is house, while ewe is bush. So often ewe is bush rat, while the ofen uwa is the one found in the houses, homes. Ure is snail. Ure is snail. Probably if you grew up in Esan and most part of Nigeria, you know this is a very good delicacy in Esan land. Then we move to the next page. We have enye, which is snake. So we have different species of enye in Nigeria or in Esan land. There is the one that is eaten, the edible snake, which are mostly the ikmi, which is python, and oboto. Oboto is a species of snake that is eaten, that's more common than ikmi. Ikmi, obviously, python is huge and it's almost like the family of any, what any is to the bush, the other mammals. So, but oboto is very common in Esan. It's a very popular delicacy. Actually, most people say it tastes like chicken or even tastes better than chicken. Yeah, it actually tastes better than chicken. So that's that one. So, but the common snake, like there's a common one that's found in the bushes and very close to the home. Sometimes when they wander away from the bush, close to the houses, that can be very dangerous. So that is called in Esan AB. So it is different kind of snake, which is very poisonous, that most people run away from once you see that one, and they don't eat that one. So AB is a type of snake. Ikmi is a python, while oboto is a different kind of species of snake. I can't remember what that is called in English. That's particular species of snake. Udin, as you can see here, is palm tree, which is mostly found in the bushes. Yeah, this is mostly found in the bushes. Very common trees all over. And this is a very good tree where a lot of the palm fruit is what is used for banga, the palm oil soup, and the kernel inside it is kernel, which is a very good industrial produce that is used for cream and other things. Some people who have occasional palm tree in front of around their homes, but it's not very common. People tend to have coconut trees, which is similar family, but is different. Coconut trees are usually kind of the leaves are they are different. So once you see them, you know the difference between coconut tree. Uvin in Esan, uvin is coconut, and while udin is the palm tree. Uvin, which is just V differentiating the two spellings, is the coconut. I hope you learned something new from that. Then ebe is a leaf. Remember when we were doing the vowels, I did use this as an example. You can see it's like the leaf, that is on a tree or on a shrub. So, and it's the same word we use for book in Esan. So, ebe is leaf. Why ufi or la ogba? Ufi la ogba is a type of traditional trap. You can see it's specially set up. It's usually set up like when you have a rice farm, because grass cutter, oh yeah, that's something that's not actually here. Grass cutter is not here. Grass cutter, yeah, let me just move it. You'll be in the family of those other, yeah, the family of either rabbit, yeah, family of rabbit, of yoto or ethan. So yeah, grass cutter is called Equare. So Equare are very notorious for eating up the rice in the rice farm. So there is a way they used to use palm trees, the palm leaf from Udi, to make a fence around the rice farm to prevent the grass cutters from invading them, and because they can just go to your farm and just destroy great majority of a big portion of it. So an ufi is a small gap will be set up, will be a space, a gap will be set on the, you can see the, what I'm trying to say here, this is a kind of fence that is made around the farm. Now this special hole will be set there as a trap for the animals that might want to come and invade the farm. So once they go through there, the trap will hold them and the farmer will come the next morning and take it for meat, which can be very nice. Bush meat tastes really nice though. I know most people will not want us to leave them, consume them, because they don't want them to go extinct. But it's what we are used to eating in Nigeria. People like bush meat, which today people will call the game. In the UK, they call it game or organic meat. Mostly, organic is what they rear organically, but the ones they hunt in the bush, they call it then game. So yeah, that's the end of today's lesson. And then here we have the edame, as usual. So edame ihilo, which is test 7, which is the homework for lesson 7. So those of you who have the book, this is a time you will please try and test yourself and try and see if you can remember all these animals we have just learned. Yeah, so you learn some animals today and a brief history surrounding some of them that are common in Esan land. So those of you who already speak Esan, please leave a comment in the comment section to let us know. Like I just remember the grass cutter, which is Equare. So there are other animals I think were not mentioned here, which, like I said, the author said these were just a teaser, then just to brainstorm and to ask all the rest of the class. If I were teaching a class, I would have asked class, what are the other animals that are found in the bush that you are aware of? So please leave some of those names in the comment section for us, so that those who are learning this language for the first time will know some of those animals as well. Right. I hope you've learned some few new words, and especially a few things that are very unique to the Esan farmer or the Esan way of living. So that especially things like ufi, the type of traditional trap, I think that really brought me back to my childhood days. And now, after looking through the laptop, I actually realized there were some other animals that were not mentioned there, and there are some other things that are found in the bush or in the farm that were not mentioned there. Obviously, some of you know that if you've gone through our previous lessons, we've already mentioned the farm produce. So this lesson wasn't particularly about the farm produce. There were other things, and I know there are so many other animals that are found in Esan farm or bush or forest that were not mentioned there. So please, those of you already speak Esan, or those of you are learning, ask your parents or whoever you are learning or speaking the Esan language with to tell you some things that they remember that are found in Esan bush, forest or farm that were not mentioned in that lesson. As I said, Saudi Agbe always said that few of those things were mentioned in the book, so that it was a way of the teacher asking. I'm not just as your teacher, I'm not asking you to name some of the things, other things that you think are found in Esan farm or bush or forest. So as usual, I will say, please leave me a comment. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to our channel. We need to grow. And even the like button is the simplest thing to do. Please just press it. It says just one finger you just use to touch the like button on your phone. We're putting so much effort to put this video out there. So at least if you actually are learning one or two things, it doesn't cost you anything to just like it. And if you can, please leave us comments. It's really helpful when we see what our students are doing, those who are learning, if you're learning something, and if you give us ideas, then we will know how to do things. But if you don't give us ideas, we will try and just do what we are doing or follow the ideas of those who have left comments for us. So this is a teamwork, a team effort, and so please share, leave comments, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and I'll see you in the next lesson. So on that note, class, I will say Wabulu as usual. Wabulu class, Wabulu, Wabulu, and again Wakimboy class, Wakimboy.